Welcome to episode 3 of the Dolmen Insurance podcast. In this episode, Dolmen Insurance construction insurance specialist Kevin Fox sits down to talk about construction in Ireland, OSIP, the LDA and Construction Insurance. If you work in construction, own a large construction company, or have a small trade business, this podcast is for you.
I'm here with Kevin Fox of Dolmen Insurance, and Kevin, you have a deep expertise in construction insurance. You head up the Dolmen Construction Insurance division.
Yep, that's true.
So what's going on in construction insurance in Ireland at the moment?
Thanks for having me on. So at the moment, what's going on in the last 3 weeks, the Irish government have unveiled its pipeline of major infrastructure projects. So just give an idea of the projects that we're looking at. That we all know about Metrolink. Will it ever happen? We don't know. It's still in pre-tender. We're looking at about 2025 when that starts. And we have other stages of the Dart Plus. We've got the Bus Connects in Dublin, Cork and Galway. We've got some road projects, the M20, Cork to Limerick, the Galway City Ring Road, the Slane Bypass and the N72, N73 Mallow Relief Road. So there's a lot of work there. A lot of these are coming in between 250 million to 1 billion projects. Huge projects. So the bigger contractors are going to be taking them on. Where we see then is a lot of subbies will be obviously contracted to work on these. So it is growing. They reckon the construction industry is growing at a 3.4% next year. Which has come down slightly from the last 2 years. But look, it's still in the plus.
Yeah,
it's great to see.
Yeah, there's no dramatic slowdown or anything.
No, not yet. Anyway, which is great.
That's kind of Project 2040 wrapped up in one. There's a lot of talk in the media at the moment about LDA.
Yeah, the Land Development
and
Agency.
What they're doing.
So they have a number of projects going. Again, they're at pre-tender staging. They're looking at requiring land. So a lot of them, they're looking at between 300 to 600 residential homes. A lot of them will be for rent, and a lot of them will be private sellings as well. And the government will be buying some of them as well. For social housing. So you're looking at Cork City Docklands, St. Teresa's Gardens. You got Dundrum Central, Shangana Castle, Oscar Traynor Road. You got social housing, and St. Kevin's Hospital in Cork. So again, a lot of work. You're looking at 3 to 500 houses.
Again, a lot of the probably larger developers will control those, but there's a lot of.
But again, there's a lot of work in there for a tradesman or a larger kind of group to go in and do the flooring and the tiling and all that for the whole place.
From a point of view of say individuals doing one-off house builds, is there still a lot of that as well happening?
Oh yeah, because a lot of the homes in Dublin anyway, they're coming up to that 100 years being old. They have to go in. They have to get the electrics done every 25 years.
Yeah.
So for your local tradesmen, there's plenty of work out there. A lot of people are doing refurbs because obviously, unfortunately, a lot of people can't go off and buy that second home. So a lot of people are then investing in their own homes. So you drive around, you'll see the solar panels on top of the roof. To again. Bring the costs down for the electricity, but again, someone has to install that. So every time you see a solar panel, that's giving work to someone locally. So there's plenty of work out there for the tradesman, the sole trader on his own, but also plenty of work out there then for the bigger
guys. Yeah, and in terms of one thing that comes across, no SIP.
An OSIP, owner control insurance program.
Okay.
So these would be led by the owner of the project or developer of the project. A lot of people think that it's best to have the contractor control the insurance program. You're sitting above them and hoping that they're going to take out the best insurances for you, and you're really relying on them to do the work. Where what I've seen in my past is you're better off owning it. That's why it's called owners controlled, that you're in control.
What would you say are the benefits of owner control then?
Well, there's 4 main benefits of it. It's the cost, control, the covers, and the claims. Okay. Just to give it a little bit more on that, as the owner, you're in control of the insurance cost rather than the contractor arranging these for you. mainly what you'll see is that the contractor will sometimes, not always, put on an extra couple of percent, might be 20%, and charge you for their insurances. So 20% over a large risk could actually be a lot of money,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? So where you're actually then looking on the other side, with plenty of run-in time, you could nearly save yourself 20% on a premium costs.
Then what would be the benefits of the cover?
So the main benefits of the cover is you choose the cover to be designed for the project that you are actually completing. A contractor will select levels to reflect their risk appetite, and may, might also not always take out the best cover, to reduce costs. So you know your project better than anybody else. You've been working on it for months and months and months, going through tendering phase, everything before you even touch a contractor.
Yeah.
So the thing is, you have control then of exactly what insurances you need to put in place for that program.
For that particular program. And
Yeah.
so that's probably the benefits of the control aspect of it as well,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So the control, it kind of goes back to where you then have control of the insurance companies that are going to look after this project, because nobody likes paying for insurance. But when you do need it, you want to have a
wanna have-
reputable
yeah.
person right there, that claims person beside you, to really look after that claim.
Right.
And look, unfortunately, we do see a lot of claims in this construction industry. It can be as simple as slip, trips, and falls, a hammer falling from somewhere. They can go from very, very simple ones to, unfortunately, flooding an area, whatever.
Yeah,
You
large
want to have a
scale.
reputable insurance company that's going to stand by your side to help you through the progress.
Yeah. I'd say it's completely a complex scenario, right?
Oh, absolutely. No,
Um,
no claim is probably ever the same as the last one before it.
Yeah, exactly. So I
Um,
suppose that's the benefits of having you guys. And from a Dolmen point of view, what is it that Dolmen can do?
Well, we can absolutely, and only recently we've put an OSIP in place for a residential build, and again, again, we need the lead time, which is the main thing, like that, like you're tendering for everything, you need to give us plenty of time to run through the questionnaires. They're not actually that bad, it's just collecting the information of the project. But once we have that, we have an idea of when it starts, the contract value, what works are actually going to be done, we can then absolutely look after everything from A to Z. That comes down to even, things that people don't always think about when they are developing a project. That you've got the environmental impairment liability, so that's EIL. So if anything happens environmentally, are you going to be covered? Okay.
Spills or
Yeah,
that kind of
exactly. And going into a local lake or something like that, again, not going to be at the top or foresight straight away go, oh, I need that.
Yeah, yeah.
It's always, oh, I need to look after my property. I need to look after my tools. I need to look after my liability in terms of public liability to a third party.
The basics, they're the basics almost, isn't it?
Exactly.
And
But
then
what happens if
fringe
you
stuff
what happens if you pollute the local lake?
yeah.
And obviously, unfortunately, sometimes we have to be thinking about terrorism. Terrorism cover. You're building a huge flat or whatever like that. We don't know what's going to happen. Unfortunately, we've seen events that there's a reason for this cover.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, it has to come from somewhere, doesn't it?
exactly.
So it's happened before at some point.
Yeah, exactly. And then also, a big thing is professional indemnity. So this is where your engineers or your QS are going in and giving their advice, and you're taking their advice, and then when it's all built, you go, well, that wall should have been 1 meter to the right because of this or that
Right,
or whatever.
yeah,
They're
sketchy,
structurally
yeah.
not sound. You got to make sure you have PI then as well,
Yeah.
and we can
And
look
this
after
is,
that
I
as
suppose,
well.
like some contractors be working with the same engineers over and over again. It would just become,
Yeah.
oh, we don't need that.
Yeah, well,
And-
it's more so they're not even looking at the limits anymore at that stage. It's more of
Right.
more of probably a friendship kind of
Yeah,
thing.
that's
We'll get that guy. We've worked with him plenty of times
We know
before.
he's solid. Yeah.
But it's our job to make sure that you are covered.
Yeah, you're protected.
And from my background of going through contracts and things like that, you want to make sure that you're fully covered for this
Yeah.
stuff.
You obviously have great expertise in the area. So coming to someone like you and talking to someone like you, you're not going to leave kind of any stone unturned.
No,
You've
no,
seen it all,
absolutely not. We
from the large scale
absolutely-
to the smaller ones.
Exactly. From the main contractor to the sub, we can absolutely look after it. we will put the time and effort into making sure that everybody is covered perfectly. You
Perfect.
know, that again, there's no unforeseen risks out there. We're going to make sure we have a chat about all of it. You know,
Is that the process? Say I'm a contractor. I just come in, sit down with you, talk to you about the project,
yeah.
where we're going, what the plan is, and then that's where you iron it
But
out.
also, what phase are you at?
Right.
Are you still tendering out? You know,
Yeah.
are you getting all of the what contractors are you going for? What level of contractor are you going for? You know, you've got your like very large, medium size, or small ones. You know, and then we talk you through kind of what insurances that you need in place. You know, and then we can also look at their like insurances and make sure they're properly covered to work on the site as well.
Get you.
Because
So
we
you
won't let anyone
provide
on.
almost like a consultancy.
Exactly,
on-
absolutely,
Which
absolutely.
is again, you're getting not just you're getting expertise in terms of the
Well,
insurance
I'll
you're putting in
basically be
place, but
there.
you're also
I'll be there
checking-
for the full term of that contract.
Right. At least stick it aside.
Making sure everyone on that site has cover.
Yeah, well, come here. Look, it only takes one, right? Though it only takes one.
That's
accident
it.
For it to.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
Okay, and then to break it down in the next stage of this, if I'm a local tradesman and I'm looking to get insured and to find the right, say, protection, right cover,
Yep.
and I come to you, what is it then that Dolmen can do for the local tradesman?
Yeah. It's very much like the larger ones. You know, we still have to look after the insurances for the project that you're working on, but it's a tradesman policy. Basically, it's a kind of one. It can be a one-man band, or it can be up to a couple of employees. You know, and what we're looking at for it's public and products liability. It's employers' liability. It's damage to the tools and materials of the trade. Because at the end of the day, if you don't have them, you can't work.
Yeah.
All right,
Can't work. Can't
but
get
also
paid.
personal accident.
Right.
So if you obviously get injured on site, you know, and that's you're earning all the money yourself. You don't have a team, and if you're sick or if you're hurt from an accident because of a project, obviously we can look after that as well and cover that for you. You know, but like you're looking at kind of the kind of claims that you would have. You know, that like carrying out hot works.
Right,
You know,
yeah.
and you set fire to the whole building. You know, like
Yeah,
these
yeah, of
things
course. Yeah, these things
unfortunately have
happen. Yeah,
happened. You know, you've got trips over boxes and all that, and you end up hurting yourself. You know, falling from a ladder, or causing again fire from an electrical fault.
Yes.
You know,
it sounds so simple, but
yes, but these
yeah.
things happen. You know, or an employee hurts their back lifting. It doesn't matter how much training you give them.
Yeah.
And we can all say, yeah, I have my manual handling training, and you have to show that you have that. But at the end of the day, if an employee is hurt, you need to look after that employee, and that's where your employer's liability kicks.
Like generally, tradesmen might not generally, but they might be working from job to job, or they might there might be cash flow issues. You know, and you're waiting to get paid for the previous job or whatever, and you're buying materials, etc.
Yeah.
What is there payment options in place? Is there?
Yeah, of course there is. Like, so again, obviously you pay either two ways. You pay up front if you can, but also yes, there is a direct debit service that Dolmen can offer. And again, only recently I've put in a tradesman like that, and he was delighted with it. The fact that he was able to pay monthly, you know, it obviously reduced the huge outgoings, you know, and he was absolutely delighted.
Because I know that's got to be important. From even just from a cash flow point of view for guys like
yeah,
this.
because we're looking at obviously the construction supplies have gone up,
Costs have
gone through the roof.
Yeah.
So why not hold on to that little bit of money each month? You know, that you can just pay off a little bit of your premium at a time.
So Kevin, a lot of tradesmen would have like vans or fleets of vans or cars, pickups, whatever. Can Dolmen look after their fleet or their?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we have a team that will look after them, for all their needs. Whether they have just that one van that has all their tools in it, you know, that's pretty much is their office. You know, for any instance, we'll look after the commercial vehicles. We'll look after a small fleet of vehicles as well. You know, again, they'll have a designated number to call, and if they need to get something kind of, you know, goes into the garage or whatever may happen.
Instant, you get it instant.
Yeah, absolutely. And also that's their office, so we got to keep them on the road.
Keep them.
Got to keep them and make sure that the tools inside of the vehicle as well are covered.
Perfect, Kevin. I suppose we'll leave it there for now, and I definitely want to kind of revisit this again in the new year, where we talk about like how you cover businesses and projects abroad.
Yep.
But for now, if someone needs to contact you, what's the best way to get in touch with yourself?
Best way is email, or as I like to, pick up the phone.
Pick up the phone.
Pick up the phone.
The old school way.
Yeah, absolutely. It's better to have a chat than it is to go back and forth, especially on this kind of stuff. There's a lot of questions sometimes to be asked, so we're better off pick up the phone and.
Yeah, it's an in-depth. It's not something that you're going to do. You'd be emailing for 2
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, exactly. No, pick up the phone and you'll get me on the other end, and we can have a good chat.
Perfect. Brilliant, Kevin. I'll have all the details will be in the link below, and anyone can access you from there.
Great stuff. Cheers.
Thanks a million.
Thank you.